You know, life was easier as a kid, before the weight of the world was on your shoulders. I don't know about you, but my toys were fun. They didn't sit on the shelf in the package. They got played with a lot. My name's Doug, and I miss my toys. Back when I was a kid, there were so many ways for a young boy to play with cars. For this episode, we're looking at cars that are on the move. These collectibles had springs or motors of some sort that set them apart from Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars. Let's get to it. First, we're going to look at speed burners, which came up on the scene about late 70s. Here's the two that I had, this orange one and the red one. They had stickers on them, and there's the logo on the bottom, the speed burners logo. You can see the little gears too. Let's see if these things work anymore. The whole point here was when you pulled them back and everything, they were supposed to do wheelies because the back was weighted down more. So let's see how they do. This one's not doing so well so far. They used to have tracks that went with them too. If you remember those plastic flexible tracks, I think they were black tracks with red lines down the middle. They were designed to fit in that track, and you of course could put Hot Wheels cars and that other stuff on that tracks too, because they were pretty standard in size. Let's try this other one and see if it works. And there it goes. So that's what they're supposed to look like when they actually go. Now let's take a look at Burnin Key Cars. These were from Kidco around 1980. I had two of these. I found them both. I really liked these. This was a cool Firebird that I had there. Strange powder blue color, but a cool Firebird nonetheless. That spring in the back there is how these things go. You take the key that goes with it. Every car came with its own key. And you push it in the back here until it clicks. And then you have to push on it and it'll snap off. And then the car will go very fast, hopefully. Also, the other one I had, the Ferrari, glows in the dark. You can see here it had a cool decal on the top and looked really neat. I always thought that was cool too. All right, let's try these suckers in action. Still goes. Put the key in this second one here. There we go. So they have withstood the test of time. The Burnin Key Cars are still going. Next, we're going to take a look at a popular little one called wrist racers. I had a couple of these as well. In fact, I had special ones from the Dukes of Hazzard. You can see here, there's the workings on the bottom. There's an obvious problem with mine. They are missing the back tires. So, even though I can wind this up and make it work, it's never going anywhere. I could not find the back tires. I don't know what I did with them. This is the launcher that came with them. You're supposed to put this around your wrist, and of course, me now being a grown man, it does not fit around my wrist. But anyway, at one time it did, and you launched them from here. So there's a little ramp you can pull out, and it used to have a lid on it too that sprung open. You put the car on there, wound up, hit it, and it lets it go. Unfortunately, it's not going anywhere with no back tires. Okay, next we're going to look at shift kickers, which is one dangerous letter away from something completely different. All right, I always thought these looked pretty cool. You see, they were made by Mattel in the late 70s. There you can see it says 1978 on the bottom of this one. They had the cool Hot Wheels tires, like the ones I had a few episodes back. And this was another motorized car. You pulled it back like this, and you used the little shifter to make it go. So here we're going to flick the shifter forward, and that makes it go. And that one really goes. That got She-Ra's attention too, so I decided to try it again. Oh no! And she was the first on the scene at the accident, but she didn't know what to do. So she started playing with her milk ring instead. Okay, now we're going to take a look at penny racers. These were from Takara in the early 80s, and this is probably what I had the most of. I was able to find 3. I'm not sure if 3 was all that I had. I don't really remember. Got a Corvette here. You can see 1981 Takara on the bottom. Midnight Magic, it was called. I've got a Jeep. You can see the little, even says Dunlop on the tires. and it's called the Stargazer. They all had little names on the back. And then I had this cool car called the Night Viper. Also, all of these guys that I had glowed in the dark as well. So that was kind of neat. The gimmick here was that you could take a penny and stick it in the back, and it would provide a little more weight, which would, when you rev these guys up, it would make them kind of spin out and do wheelies and stuff like that. That one just went off the table. She was first on the scene again at the accident. But she's not really going to be a good Samaritan, and she just walks away. Not only did I have those penny racers, but I had this stunt and race case. You could use this to carry them around in, and you could use it to race them too. And I'm going to show you that here in just a second. The little door pops up, and everyone would take off. So we're going to rev all these penny racers up. Let's get them going here. And we're going to load them into the stunt and race case. You got to do this carefully so that the front door doesn't pop up while the back one's open. It's kind of sensitive. I've got pennies in all of these guys too. Put the last one in. Okay, very carefully close this thing up. All right, let's see them go. You can see they all kind of turn and do wheelies and stuff like that. It was cool. Had a lot of fun with these penny racers. So that's a look at some of these collectible cars that had motors and springs in them and things that just made them go. This was a fun thing to play with, and there were so many of these different kinds of things. This is just a few of them. These are the ones that I had, and I was surprised that I was able to find as many as I did. Thanks so much for checking it out, watching. Maybe you had some of these too, and it brought back some memories for you. We'll see you the next time on I Miss My Toys. Don't forget to subscribe, share it with your friends. Thank you.